Hello and welcome to Deku Tarot. Today we're going to be talking about the Scorpio full moon on May 18th. Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about all the overarching aspects, what it's generally bringing up, the astrology of it, and then we're going to go into mini reads for all the signs here, okay? And I'll have those timestamped below. Guys, I would really appreciate it if you would like, share, and subscribe. I really do appreciate it, and I'd love to see you with the channel. Just a little, just to start off there, but let's get right into this because there's a lot to cover and I don't want to make this too long. So this Scorpio full moon is interesting for a lot of reasons. We have the Sun in Taurus, we have Venus in Taurus, we have Mercury in Taurus right now, or when this full moon is hitting. All of those planets will be in Taurus, which is the opposite sign of Scorpio. We've got fixed Earth mostly, and then we have the moon in fixed water. Taurus is very opposite sign. And to me, not just to me, but in a lot of ways, Taurus and Scorpio rule karma. There's a lot of transformative karma on Scorpio's side, whereas there's slow releases and, you know, what do I hold on to versus what can I let go? What is practical in terms of karmic release and karmic things that we carry, really. So there's an interesting conversation happening there. Let's talk about the astrology here. So we got still water and solid earth here. When the moon is in Taurus, it's exalted. However, because it's in the opposing sign of Scorpio, it's actually in its fall. So we're getting these weaker, more sensitive, kind of confusing emotions coming out in terms of, you know, deep releases. So Scorpio energy really looks again at what happens, you know, like during what do we need to transform, how can we transform it, and where do we go after we are in this transformation, you know, what's next. And then Taurus is looking at what can I hold on to, what can I grow, what can I nurture here, and how do we you know, conserve versus release to make more space in our lives here. So this is bringing out a lot of sensitivity as we wish for probably a lot more control within our lives here. So let's talk about the astrological aspects now and what they're bringing up. We have opposite Mercury in Taurus. We also, again, like I was saying, have the Sun in Taurus, Venus in Taurus, and opposite Mercury in Taurus is like, you know, when it's opposing the moon. I feel like I said that weird. When the moon is opposite moon in Scorpio, opposite Mercury in Taurus. Sorry, guys. There's this overly self-centered energy here. It can lead to a lot of, you know, prejudice, a lot of aggression, a lot of victimization and disagreement, so we need to watch out for that. We have a sextile Pluto in Capricorn at 23 degrees, and as we know, Pluto is retrograding through Capricorn right now. So this is, and you guys can go back, I think it's April 22nd to 28th, my weeklies there. I talk about for each of the signs what that Pluto retrograde meant for you guys, because it's going to be retrograding for a while. I think it's until like September, October, something like that. I don't remember exactly the dates, but there's a lot of release with that. There's a lot of progressive release, if that makes any sense. It's helping us focus and understand, you know, what we need to hold on to versus, you know, what might not actually be good for us that we do want to hold on to. So with, you know, this sextile here with the Scorpio full moon, it's bringing, again, a lot of focus and understanding in terms of getting in touch with our buried, deep, secret emotions, realizations. You know, we're bringing out all this repressed stuff up to the surface here to release. There's probably, again, a lot of confrontations and conflicts that this may lead to, but it's ultimately leading us to a lot of deep healing by bringing this stuff out. We also have a trine between Saturn, Pluto, and Mercury, which brings up a lot of this energy to stand our ground and embody our truths, to really be confident about who we are, to accept ourselves at our rawest form, to accept our own personal truth, whatever that may be. And then we also have Mars in Cancer, which can bring out this defensiveness, because again, we're going to be fearing rejection. So as we bring these energies out, be careful not to be defensive, be careful not to lean into that prejudiced victimization energy of that opposite you know, the opposing Mercury stance there. Why can't I speak right now on that? I'm not an astrologer, so it's hard for me to, like, I know these little things, but I'm not going to know all the deep things that everybody else knows, like Gregory Scott or gosh, who else? Michelle Knight, people that are really good at astrology. But that's what I have for the astrology of it. Overall, Scorpio brings out a lot of transformative energy, and I'm really interested to see what it's going to bring up in general for all the signs here. So let's pull 3 cards just for some general overarching themes, and then we will go into each of the signs, okay? starting with Aries and ending with Pisces. So, overarching themes, energies that are being brought up in this Scorpio full moon on May 18th. Six of Swords. Yeah, I love this. This to me really talks about, well, I'll look at them one by one actually. I'm kind of deciding I want to do it like that. Six of Swords here. We're seeing, you know, yes, we've been through a lot here. The Six of Swords is leaving the past in the past. You know, we've been at the Five of Swords already. We've been through the battle. We've accepted, you know, we've probably had defeat, loss, and we've had to accept that. We are accepting it here and moving forward to transform. We're like, okay, I understand that those things hurt and that they were deeply painful or emotional, but now I'm going to leave that in the past. I'm leaving the wolves and the people that are trying to take me down in the past here. I'll swing right over them. I've learned my lessons and I'll take those, and I'll take the knowledge and the maturing and the growth that I've experienced here, but I'm not going to take the emotional aspects and the holding on to all this stuff. So it's, again, bringing up a lot of deep stuff to release so that we can push forward into the future here. So that we can move forward on the right path and not hold on to this confliction, you know, the conflicting energies, the losses, the defeat, the places where we fail, where we just feel like we've failed. Okay, so let's see what else is this Scorpio full moon bringing up. In terms of emotions, in terms of power, in terms of release. The Hierophant. Wow. This is very spiritual, very deep. And again, the Hierophant is the card of Taurus in the deck. It's traditionally the card of Taurus, although personally as a reader I always associate the Empress more as a Taurus energy, and this more as a higher self, a mentor, a teacher, getting to a very spiritually intelligent place. That sounds really, really weird, but spiritual depth here is really what I'm getting. It's about going within. It's about connecting with our spiritual side, connecting to our higher self, and bringing out, you know, listening to what it has to say, because it's trying to help us to get to, you know, a higher vibration, to help us move past, you know, petty things of, you know, immature issues, you know, whatever karmic things that we've been holding on to. We're bringing up a lot to release here so that we can become more spiritually adept, so that we can become more mature, so we can become wiser. Okay? So to me, this really talks about getting in touch with your spiritual side, getting in touch with your higher self and letting it kind of guide you here. You might want to spend some time meditating. You might even want to go and seek out a teacher or somebody to help you work through this stuff here when I see the Hierophant. Take it slow also is what I'm getting. Take it slow, stay grounded. Don't get caught up in the emotions. Don't move through things too quickly. Don't rush into things. You cannot be pushed into decisions at this time. Can't be pushed into releasing. It's on your own terms and on your own time. What's this that's also coming out here? King of Coins. Again, there's that Taurus energy. What does Taurus bring up? This need for comfort, home, stability. But it's showing us, you know, what stops us from having that here is really what I'm getting. You know, what are we leaving behind that will give us this? That will give us this really intensely sense of Taurian stability. And, you know, that Venusian ruled energy that is comfort, home, you know, nurturing. What do we want to grow for the future? We have to listen to ourselves. You know, what are we nurturing that is not healthy for us? We're leaving that in the past here, and we now know what that is. So now we know what to put our energy, our passion, and everything really into, instead of, you know, what we were doing in the past here. We're releasing that. It just feels like we're letting things go. We're growing. We're nurturing the right plants here. We're taking care of ourselves. Make sure to take care of your physical body during this time as well, is what I'm getting. I feel that with that, what is that? It's like, what was I going to bring up here? It's something about the astrology. I had a note on it. All this repressed stuff that's coming to the surface, if we've been holding on to it for a long time, in this Scorpio full moon, we might feel it physically, with headaches, with stomach aches, issues. So again, take care of your physical body. Eat things that are healthy. Drink a lot of water is what I'm getting. You know, nurture yourself. Get enough rest. Spend some time alone if you need to. Nurture the things that make you feel comfortable. Okay? So overall, these are all things that have to do with you. It's very, again, very self-centered energy in this full moon, and it's coming out like that because, again, we have that Mercury opposition. It's very overly self-centered. We're thinking about ourselves, and that's okay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. This is a great full moon to go within and to grow and focus on yourself, but also realize that everybody else is going through this energy too, and to be respectful and kind. Okay? Don't snap at people. Don't become aggressive. All right, so let's get into what this means for each of the signs, okay? For each of the signs, and I might switch out the decks a couple times per sign. We'll see. I think I'm going to start with my Bosch Tarot for Aries. So, all right, Aries, here we go. Aries, let's see what this Scorpio full moon, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what the Scorpio full moon is going to be bringing up for you guys. And then we'll pull one card for what it's bringing up and one card for some advice, okay? One card for what is this Scorpio full moon bringing up for my Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Wow, Justice. Yeah, truths coming out, whether they be for the good or bad. This is bringing out some heavy truths here to be looked at, to be dealt with, so that we can be brought back into balance here. We're really focused on that. We're taking out the emotion, strangely enough, in this energy and focusing very realistically on, okay, I see both sides now. I see why this truth needs to be brought out. I see this for what it is. So let's get some advice. Advice for you guys. Ooh, 10 of Cups. Wow, surround yourself with love and joy here. I really get that, you know, we need to focus on happiness, home, family, things that make us feel good. You know, focus on our emotional fulfillment and what will bring us that in this full moon here. So I really, really like this energy, honestly, for you guys. You know, there's no wrong which can sully what is right. For better or for worse, each thing will meet its destiny. This is all about truth. And the 10 of Cups here is, you know, again, all about just, you know, our home, our family, the people that we love is really how it feels to me. The family unit is not without asperity, but it holds together through sentiment. Because, you know, I always read the descriptions from my Bosch deck because I love them. So again, you know, love the people around you. You know, I feel like you guys are going to look around and see, you know, whether you are with your family, that your biological family, or the family that you've built up around you in life. Really appreciate and focus on that during this full moon, okay? And what can bring you more fulfillment and happiness there. All right, so Aries, those are your messages. Let's move on to Taurus. All right, Taurus. I'm actually going to use the same. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use the Hobbit deck for you guys. I'm kind of vibing that one. I'm going between the Hobbit, the Bosch, and the Game of Thrones deck. Even though I'm really mad at the show right now, and I'm just so bitter, but maybe I'll make a separate video on it. I felt like I just need to make a rant video on that someday. Anyways, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. How is this, what is this Scorpio full moon bringing up for you guys in your season? What is it bringing up for my Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Scorpio full moon on May 18th. Oh, what's it this bringing up? Ace of Swords reversed. Interesting. So let's get a card for, advice now. Advice for my Tauruses for this Scorpio full moon. What will help them? What will help what they're going through? What will aid them? Nine of Wands reversed. Okay, do not, again, that I feel like that Mercury opposition where we're getting all that self-centered, you know, victimization, aggressive energy might be coming out here. We might want to fight for something. We might feel like we need to stand our ground and attack somebody. But this is saying it might be best to lower your weapon here. Lower whatever it is that you guys are trying to put up here. Because Ace of Swords says we might be coming across again as way too harsh. When you see the Ace of Swords, there's a really harsh energy there. Especially when it's reversed, I just feel there's an aggressive tendency. You know, there's a tendency, again, to live in the past, to relieve, and we need to relive those past hurts there. Not relive. I don't know why I just said it like that. Whether they're even real or imagined, like, we don't even know here, so we need to be aware of that. You know, we could be making up some issues and pains in our head here. All right? We need to take things in stride. You know, we can't overreact in this energy right here. We should be open to what's coming in, open to this energy, open to the emotional releases, no matter how painful. If it's stuff from the past that's coming up and we're like, why are we so focused on this? Why is this so painful? It's because it's very deep and it's coming up to be released here because it's really not giving us anything anymore. You know, what is it giving us to hold on to this energy, to hold on to this crap here? With the Nine of Wands reversed, it's saying, you know, we need to we need to be careful of being overly defensive here. We need to strike a balance, you know, between vulnerability and strength here. Be vulnerable, but don't be defensive. Start cutting yourself off from others and refusing to let go of past pains and hurts here. That's going to be an issue that it needs to be brought up to release, okay? So release those past things. Don't get defensive about it, especially if other people bring it up to you to release, or you yourself are finding that this stuff is coming up and you're like, I don't want to, no, I'm not letting that go. That person hurt me. Time to let it go, okay? Don't be stubborn. All right, Tauruses. Those are your messages for the Scorpio full moon. Now we're going to go on to Gemini. All right, Geminis. We're going to look at what this Scorpio full moon is bringing in for you with the Hobbit, not the Hobbit deck, actually. Sorry, the Game of Thrones deck. Okay, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is coming up for you? What's the Scorpio full moon bringing up for my Geminis? What's the Scorpio full moon bringing up for my Geminis? I think one's going to pop out. Maybe not. 9 of Coins reversed. Okay. And some advice for my Geminis for the Scorpio full moon. What will help them in the energy of the Scorpio full moon, what they're going through? King of Coins. Okay, interesting. It's all about comfort, stability, money, probably for you guys. It could also be that some of us don't want to be single anymore. We're wanting to settle down, be with somebody. That could be an energy for some of you. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I mean, sometimes I see this energy of not being single anymore when we see the 9 of Coins. Especially, I'm sorry, reversed. 9 of Coins reversed. But 9 of Coins reversed could mean also that we're not feeling like we have what we need here. We're not feeling very stable. We're not feeling secure in our finances, in our money, in our situation here. We're not feeling secure about ourselves in a lot of ways when the 9 of Coins comes up. Yeah, so we could be, again, having way too much of a focus on this materialism here. And even though we are feeling a little bit lack, and we're like, oh, I should be here, but I'm not, and why don't I have this much money? Why am I not living this way? But money is getting in the way of your true sense of stability and comfort. We have to be able to find, you know, our comfort no matter, you know, what situation we're in here. We have to be able to find that place and stop being in that anxious energy of I need more, and get stuck in that material energy. Because the King of Coins doesn't worry about that. It's like, I know I'm going to be able to come back into money. I know I'm going to be able to get it when I need it here. There's stability there. You guys are stable, so be sure to remember that here. You know, there is a lot of security coming in, and you can always find it. So, there's protected energy with your finances. Don't worry about it. All right, so try to relax and try to feel more abundant than you are, because that's what's going to bring that in, is if we feel secure, stable about it, instead of constantly worrying about how much we're making. All right, those are your messages for the Scorpio full moon, Gemini. I'm going to move on now to Cancer. Alrighty, Cancers. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is the Scorpio full moon bringing up for you guys? What is the Scorpio full moon bringing up for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Oh, what's popping right out here? 10 of Swords. Woo! There are some big releases here, guys. Really big releases. Again, it's that karmic release. We're bringing up a lot of deep stuff that we maybe held on to. A lot of deep pain from years ago, possibly. Past hurt, past pain. We're recognizing it. We're feeling it. Okay? All those betrayals, all those hurts, those places where we might even feel guilty, ashamed of our own actions and self. It's coming up here to be released, so don't get stuck in it. So let's see. Advice for my Cancers. We're getting 10 of Wands release. Let it go. Wow, you guys get 2 10s. What do I always say when I get 1 10 on this channel? I always get another 10. It's crazy. But 10 of Wands. I see that with a couple other readers too. I think it's really funny. Because they're cycles. I mean, it's not funny. It's not coincidence. They're cycles. It's proof that cycles are ending and cycles are beginning here. And once we let go of what all these burdens, all these things that we're carrying that we realize that we don't need to carry into the future, that really are, you know, stuff to release here. You know, this is saying, you know, these are repressed emotions, repressed issues here, and it's honestly probably even affecting our physical health. And it's time to cut out the dead weight here, put energy into what is really important, what we should be focusing on. Okay? These confrontations are going to lead to a lot of healing and a lot of lightening of our loads here, okay? All right, Cancers, those are your full moon and Scorpio messages. Time to go on to Leo. Hello, Leos. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's check out what this Scorpio full moon is bringing up for you. We're going to do this with my Bosch Tarot here. This is Scorpio full moon bringing up for my Leos. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's popping out here? Three of Pentacles. Advice for you guys. Advice for you guys. Eight of Pentacles. I love this message for you guys. You guys are trying to build new foundations. I feel like, again, you guys suddenly are switching a focus here in the Scorpio full moon to what stabilizes you. How can we build stable new foundations here? We're thinking about money. I don't know why, but it's like a heavy focus here. Maybe we're having issues with it. Maybe we're having issues I'm getting with, you know, stability in terms of work and money here. But the Three of Pentacles in this deck, again, is a creator type of energy. It's, you know, ability. It is not easy to rest on one's laurels if they are undeserved. So that's kind of how we're feeling here. We're like, how do I rest when I feel like I have to keep on working and working? I'm building something up here. But you guys might really want to rest. Or you might, again, be beating yourself up a little bit for, you know, what you've attempted to create here. We could be working 3 different projects that are very difficult, even I'm getting for some of you. The Eight of Pentacles, I really love this card. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. It talks about commitment. One's own desires may become a greater load to bear than any chain. So if it's, you know, if we have bad spending habits, if, you know, the things that we want are the expensive things in life, and, you know, we have to realize, you know, we have to realize the difference between what we need and materialism is what I'm getting here. And also not to overly commit to too many careers, too many jobs, too much stuff going on here. So there is a need to kind of slim down in that way. Sorry that she's freaking out. Hopefully she'll stop barking soon. But, you know, again, you guys might be feeling like you can't rest on your laurels or not deserve. You don't deserve. It's almost like you want money and yet you feel like you are unworthy of the level that you're trying to get to, and yet you're working yourself like into a grave. It's such a weird cycling crazy tornado energy for you guys. But again, try not to overcommit here. Try to realize, you know, what we're holding on to, what we're trying to do that's really just dragging us down and isn't going to help us for the long term. All right? So, Leo, those are your messages for the Scorpio full moon. Now we're going to move on to Virgo. Hello, Virgos. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's check out what this Scorpio full moon is bringing up for you guys with the Game of Thrones deck. What's the Scorpio full moon bringing up for my Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? It's coming out at the bottom here. Oh my gosh, King of Coins. And advice for you guys in this energy. Advice for you guys in the Scorpio full moon energy. Oh, wow. Three of Swords. This is such a... What a switch around here. Wow. Okay, so we might be feeling very actually focused on stability, on money, on... Wow, I'm getting some really big messages for you guys. Whoa. You guys might be wanting this and bringing up this focus of, you know, you want to be for the long term. You know, what is going to make you comfortable, stable for the long term. And it's interesting that the Three of Swords is in your advice, because it feels to me, this is just weird because I've never seen the Three of Swords in an advice position. It's just like, there's a lot of, you know, we're seeing a painful truth for what it is honestly the only way to go. It's the only way for me to say this to you is that you guys are experiencing a painful truth here, and it's, you have to face it. If you guys have been slow to face it, ignoring it, and I feel like this energy has come up a lot in your weeklies and a lot in your monthlies for a while now, this is kind of being thrown in your face here. I don't know if somebody's telling you this or if you guys are just bringing this out within yourself, if it's just coming up and it's been repressed and you're like, oh my God, like, this is heartbreak, this is betrayal, this is sadness here. I don't understand why this happened. And, you know, you might not know where you stand at this moment, but it's actually saying to face this, to feel this, to bring this out if you need to. Have a good cry. Talk to the person who hurt you. Fully allow yourself to feel what you need to feel here, even if it is extremely painful here, okay? We need to release so that we can bring about deep healing. Deep release brings about deep healing. Painful truths are painful, but they are the truth, and it's much better to face the truth than a lie, okay? We don't want to be sitting here comfortable in our lie. Woo! All right, Virgos, big messages there. Check out your weeklies and your monthly for sure. All right, time to move on to my lovely Libras. All right, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what this Scorpio full moon is bringing out for you guys. Scorpio full moon for my Libras. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's it bringing out for you? Six of Pentacles. Wow, that is a lower echo of your card, the Justice card, and your advice. Advice for my Libras. Advice for, oh my gosh, what just came out? Ah, I like flung the Hangman reversed out, and then I accidentally threw him back, and these cards are very slippery. So let me pause this and find it. There it is. I was like, it came right out, and then I just like slapped it back, and I don't know what happened. All right. Hangman reversed here. Interesting. It feels like whatever you guys have been hung up on, felt stuck in, you are now able to see it. You've seen this for the truth that it is. And that's really what this is. You know, this Scorpio full moon is bringing out some really big, deep truths for you guys about balance within your relationship, probably, okay? Again, this is my Bosch Tarot, so their meanings are very different and interesting, which is why I wanted to use it for this moon, because I thought some of you guys might really benefit from this deck. Anyways, the gift, that which is not intended merely for ourselves, has more warmth. So, during this Scorpio full moon, again, we're talking about, you know, how we share our give and take within relationships. I'm getting that a lot of you guys are sharing how you feel, or if you've been sharing money, I'm getting also that you're sharing how you feel about that. And you guys probably aren't so happy about that. You've been hung up on some issue with that, on some type of equality or stability within a relationship, the give and take, you know, how much. Even if it's not money, it could just be, you know, I put this much in, or I put this much love and effort in, and it feels to me like you don't care. I'm getting for some of you where you've been hurt and you're like, time to balance this out. And if we can't, then I'm out. The Hangman in this deck is, you know, things are hidden behind other things. One must look both above and below to liberate oneself. It's about, you know, that self-sacrifice, that suffering. But when it is reversed, it can feel very difficult, but we have seen the truth for what it is, and we're now ready to build new foundations on that truth, on what we have seen here and what we know. So Libra, that is your those are your full moon messages for the full moon in Scorpio there, and we are going to go on now to Scorpio. All right, Scorpios, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see how you guys are feeling in the Scorpio full moon. Full moon in your sign with the sun and all those other planets in Taurus, your opposite sign, must be deep. So let's see. What is this bringing up for my Scorpios? What is the Scorpio full moon on May 18th bringing up for my Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? What's happening or being brought up for my Scorpios? Wow, Scorpios. Seven of Swords. These are some, I knew it was going to be a deep card. I actually had to pause it while I shuffled for a while because I was like, I know this is going to take a long time to come out. And I felt it coming up, and then I pressed play and it flung itself right out. So, wow. Let's see what we're being asked to do here. Some advice is the Devil reversed. This is big energy for you guys. Wow, definitely go check out your weekly. Scorpio. The Seven of Swords to me is what is going on deep below the surface. What are you guys bringing out? This is karmic crap that's being brought out here. If there are cycles, issues that keep cropping up, that you keep getting stuck up in here, you know, whether they be relationships, negative patterns, addictions here with the Devil reverse, you know, there is an energy of seeing things for what they are, for having a truth that's been knocking around below the surface here finally come out. You know, this is our blind spot, our weaknesses that are coming out here. We're finally being revealed to our own blind spots. There's blind spots in our life here that are literally being revealed, or we know that they're there. We're now finally becoming more aware. You know, we're like, if we've been feeling weird or confused or had weird stuff going on for a while there and we didn't really know how to define how we felt or what this rumbling from beneath was, the Seven of Swords says, you know, there might be there's something below that, you know, that feels like it could come up and destroy your life almost in a little bit. It's, you know, secret agendas, secrets. Honestly, the Seven of Swords, you know, things that we hide from other people, things that we feel maybe ashamed of or we feel bad about, things that we are afraid to bring up and bring out. Maybe it's to release ourselves from a negative relationship or something, or a negative addiction here. We need to not lie to ourselves. If we've been lying to ourselves about something, we're realizing that as a blind spot here, you know, how we really feel about somebody. If we're using also one relationship to escape another, you know, that's not something, we're realizing here that that's not a healthy way to go about this. That's not something good here. Or again, we might finally see somebody for what they are, that they're actually trying to hurt us. We might see a sneaky fox in our hen house here. We might see that people are trying to betray us, have a secret agenda, and we're knocking that person out of the park here. Like, whoa, I didn't see you as this person, but you actually are doing this to me, and I need you out. So anyways, a lot of really deep messages for you guys. Wow. Very interesting. Makes me wish I had done these readings a little bit longer, honestly, because I didn't expect... I mean, I should have expected yours to be crazy. It's your full moon. Anyway, Scorpio, those are your full moon in Scorpio messages. Now to go on to Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what this full moon in Scorpio is bringing up for you guys with the Game of Thrones deck here. I'm thinking about doing a ramble rant video where I go off about that because I'm just so mad. But whatever. Enough about Game of Thrones. Alright, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What is the Scorpio full moon bringing up for you guys? We're getting 8 of Cups reversed. Wow. And let's get the card of advice. Something where you don't want to leave behind, or something that was already left us, or is coming back. Or, you know, we're focusing on it. That's what I mean by it's coming back. It's not the person or situation, but we're thinking about it. Thinking about where somebody left us. Advice for my Sagittarius. We get 2 of Swords reversed. You know, stop sitting on this fence. Stop wondering. To me, this is like wondering, you know, what if I had gone down that path? What if I had been there? What if I had done that? Stop doing that. Stop putting yourself there. Go for that solid, you know, go for something that is real. That decision has already been made. We've already gone through this here. We can't do anything about this now, so what's the point of thinking about it is really how I feel about what's coming out here. You know, we might feel like we've been deceived, we've been hurt here because somebody left us. Again, we might have been deceived and left, literally. We might try to convince ourselves that nothing is wrong here and that, you know, it's fine for us to miss this person as well. And it's fine for us to think about this in a different light. And what we really need to do is, we need to stop believing our own story on this and see it for what it is. Realize that, you know, this person left for one reason or another, and it's time to move on here. It's time to learn from that and move on, but stop thinking about it. Okay? All right, Sagittarius, that's what's coming up for you in that Scorpio full moon. Now we're going to go on to Capricorns. Alrighty, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to take a look at what the Scorpio full moon is bringing up for you guys. Scorpio full moon on May 18th. Capricorn. Ooh. It's bringing up, whoa, the Tower reversed. And this is my Bosch Tarot, by the way, guys. And let's see what is your advice. What's your advice? 2 of Wands. Wow, okay. When you see the Tower reversed, you know, there's been destruction. Okay, there's been a heavy amount of destruction here, probably in our recent past. With the 2 of Wands, you know, whatever has happened, it's already happened. It's really how I feel about that one. There's already been the destruction. It's now time to push forward here. 2 of Wands is about, it's called the mischievous person. The mischievous person. Or mischievous person, however you say it. Not to be afraid of those with power, and the precarious situation makes one whole. So don't be afraid. What's happened has happened. It's a really simple message of, you know, you've already been through this. You've already released it. It's all over now. So now is the time to push forward here and to not be afraid of, you know, if we're going out and applying for jobs and stuff, if we just graduated or something, it's time to not be so afraid of, you know, applying, you know, showing people what we have. It feels like for some of you guys, you're like, oh, I don't know if I can go for that. I don't know if I can do this now. Yes, you can. That whatever was holding you back in the past is over. Okay? Don't be afraid. Just go for it. The world is in your hands. No matter how you feel or what you're thinking, the world is in your hands, and it's a lot more positive. Okay? All right, Capricorns, those are your full moon and Scorpio messages. Now we're going to go on to Aquarius. Alrighty, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to use the Hobbit deck here to see what the Scorpio full moon is bringing up for you, Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you want a more in-depth, you know, weekly read about the energy surrounding the full moon this week and what it's bringing up and all that jazz and love, you can check out your weeklies, okay? And your monthly. Your monthly's been up. There's some really, really big messages for you guys in the monthly. All the fixed signs got like crazy readings this for the weeklies and the monthlies. It's been crazy for you guys. All right, so let's see. I almost said Scorpio. Aquarius in the Scorpio full moon. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Scorpio full moon. Emperor, wow, very empowering. And what is your advice? What is your advice? Advice, my Aquarians, advice, my Aquarians. I feel like for some of you, this is a very domineering male energy here. 3 of Pentacles, okay. We need to build ourselves up in mind, body, spirit. I'm getting for some of you to rest. The 4 of Swords came out under it and I saw it, but I'm only taking 2 cards. So I just want to say, I did see that, so I do think that you guys should be resting, making sure that you're getting enough rest, because you guys are coming into this amazing position of power. And, you know, regardless, the Emperor to me is a lot of mixed. There's almost like 2 sides to this card for me right now, where you guys are becoming more empowered. You're not afraid to say what you need to say. You're becoming more confident in yourself. You're growing into a stronger, better, more empowered person here. Again, it's very much focused on our self-growth, building ourself up in mind, body, spirit here. But also the Emperor says that there might be a very dominant or dominating male energy in your life right now, whether you be male or female, and it might be better to kind of try to dip into that Taurian energy here, and either separate yourself from that or to get more into the feminine energy, because there's a really dominant male energy here for me that is kind of domineering, and that might be why you're standing up to. What you're standing up to is confidence, maybe a father figure, maybe the patriarchy. If you're, I mean, this is if you're a woman. I don't know why I'm getting like a specific like Aquarian woman message of, you know, get back in touch with your femininity and female energy here, because there's a lot of dominant male energy that could be kind of almost, it feels like domineering, like, oh, backing you almost into a corner. But remember to build yourself up, to build your own strength up. And maybe that's why, again, we're coming out as really confident, really empowered, really ready to take on our own responsibilities, ready to, you know, wear the crown and the cloak here. Okay? All right, Aquarius. So those are your full moon and Scorpio messages. Now time to go on to little Pisces, my last little fish sign here. Okay, Pisces. So, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, my lovely little fishes. Let's see with the Bosch Tarot here, what this Scorpio full moon is bringing up for you. What is the Scorpio full moon bringing up for my Pisces? Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Ooh, 10 of Swords reverse pops out, and your advice popped out with it. I'm just going to take it. Or actually, you know, I just want to let you guys know that the world was under this, because I am only taking out 2 cards, and I did see this first. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. Don't let the other signs get jealous, though. Okay? Nobody else get jealous. All right, and then a card of advice for Pisces. Because this is some really big karmic endings. You guys are releasing yourself from some really intense past hurts. You're releasing yourself from your mental stress and opening the world, wow, in front of you. The 9 of Cups says dreams coming true. Focus on your highest good. Focus on what is fulfilling to you as you enter this new chapter. You're entering a chapter where, you know, your wishes can come true, where things can really be just as magical as you'd like them to be. Things can really work out the way you want them to when you see the 9 of Cups. This is self-fulfillment. What is bringing you fulfillment? What can bring you fulfillment? What holds you back from that as well? You know, the 10 of Swords in this deck is, gosh, where is it? It's interesting. They're all interesting in this deck. Because this is my Hieronymus Bosch deck, of course. The far-sighted one, to face the battle, you need more than one weapon. So, this is saying to release those weapons and stop treating life as a battle when it's reversed. Is to release that mental energy that everyone's trying to fight you and you have to attack everything and everything goes wrong. Stop treating life as a battle. Stop holding all these swords. You don't need to fight friggin' anybody, okay? So stop it. Because the world is right there. And when I see the world, it's, you know, we must be able to accept everything about ourselves, both in the shadow and as in the light. Completeness. That's a really beautiful message here. So stop, you know, treating the world as, you know, everybody's trying to hurt me. You know, I feel this way about myself. If you guys have felt very negatively about yourself throughout your life, time to break that habit, Pisces. You guys really have a hard time loving yourself. And I don't know, you guys, I always find Pisces have a really hard time with self-love. And it's time to accept all these parts of yourself and truly love yourself. Live your best life. Feel fulfilled as yourself. Because the 9 of Cups is a beautiful card. You know, the Nest, a construction based on stolen emotions is fragile. So again, we need to really truly feel fulfilled and love ourselves instead of, you know, again, it's like stolen emotions. You can't steal other people's emotions. You can't steal, you know, if you don't have love in yourself, you can't take that from others. If you don't feel good about yourself, you can't have other people compliment you and feel good about it. It's never going to unless you truly feel that way about yourself. So this is really focused on self-love and building yourself up no matter what. Accept yourself in your full complete self here, okay? Accept every part of you, dark and light. And stop freaking beating yourself up, Pisces. I love you guys, and I hate when you guys beat yourselves up because you're so sweet and wonderful. Alrighty. So those are all the Scorpio full moon messages, guys. Check out your weeklies, check out your monthlies. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to book a private reading, as usual, all that information is right below this video in the description box, as well as my Twitter and my Instagram if you want to follow me there. Hit that little wiggly bell after you subscribe, and it'll notify you whenever I go live or post something new. Have a beautiful, beautiful full moon.